Hey y'all, it's Royce. And due to a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats, etc., I realized that it's about that time for me to tell my story from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, someone keeps calling my bluff. And when you're an ant fighting an elephant, the only way to eat an elephant is bite by bite. Therefore, I want to let you know that I am a true Cancer zodiac. I told you to leave me alone. I told you not to fuck with me, yet you still do. So, because of that, I am not Michelle Obama. When they take it low, I do not take it high. I take it to hell. And now, you're going to get what you asked for. I had a baby by Superman, and here's his kryptonite.
There were a lot of parties, and we're supposed to be on quarantine. So that was an issue in itself because who are these people? Why are they here? You know, have they been tested? You're saying the world is ending, but yet you're inviting the world over. And it was all types of people. Every pronoun was there. And I was beyond I was shocked because I had actually gone to sleep.
Royce Reed just came out swinging with a jaw-dropping story time about her ex, Dwight Howard, and let me tell you, nobody was ready for the bombshells she dropped. Royce didn't hold back, exposing all the ways Dwight allegedly manipulated their son and made life miserable for anyone who dared to say no to him. She's pulling back the curtain on the man behind the PR machine, claiming he hides behind religion while creating chaos for those who cross him. Meanwhile, Dwight's new fiancée, Amy Laney, is out here posting loved-up pictures and flaunting the massive ring he put on her finger. In one heartfelt post, Amy wrote, "I was enjoying you so much out of the public eye, but here we are. Thank you for bringing me back to the Word. Anything I say or fuss about, the first thing you ask is, did you pray about it? Then I realized I hadn't been praying much lately at all. I'm just thankful, happy, and ready for everything that's coming our way." I prayed real deep on a Thursday, not knowing 2 days later, God would send me a Bible-toting, tattooed giant with the same heart and smile as me. While congratulations poured in for Dwight and Amy's engagement, Royce had other plans. She unleashed a fiery statement saying, "I said leave me alone several times. For years, I tried to mind my business. I moved on, and I let people call me everything besides my name. I let people run with fake narratives. I was told, it'll blow over. It's not worth it. Just lay low. Nah, not anymore. Every time I start dating someone, he starts acting a fool. Swear, fall for the fake if you want to. There's a pattern." She continued, "This may be none of y'all's business, but since it's spoken on, I have a right to speak. Not just my truth, but the truth. The evil son of Satan refuses to allow me to be happy. Every year he does some dumb stuff, then acts oblivious, blames his attorneys, and uses kids, family deaths, and extortion tactics just to put a smile on the internet or cry victim. It's terrifying. Run my mama her money back and tell the truth. No one needs to call me or call me down. I'm sick of this stuff. This is my show. I'm talking for real now. He can't take anything from me, so what am I losing?" Royce wasn't bluffing. She came with the receipts and went all in on calling out Dwight. From manipulating their son to playing games with her happiness, she didn't leave much room for speculation. And now, everyone's waiting to see how Dwight responds to these explosive claims. But one thing's clear, Royce isn't staying quiet anymore, and Superman's secrets might not be so hidden for much longer.
Now in a full-blown argument with my then boyfriend, who is breaking up with me because he is swearing that I'm at the movies with a dude. Obviously I am not, but he was very insecure and it was just an ongoing thing with us. So we broke up that day and I was devastated because I got dumped. Anyway, walk out the bathroom and Superman is sitting there on the bench and he goes, "No one should ever make you cry like that." Okay, thank you. And he's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm young, but like, no man should ever make you feel like that. He had braces. So I'm like, again, thank you. And I go on about my business and I go back to the movie. So we're walking across the street and his cousin comes up to me, which is the one with the acne problem. And he goes, hey, my cousin trying to holler at you. And I was like, well, why is your cousin not over here? So he calls him over. And yes, we exchanged numbers. And yes, it probably was because, not even probably, it was because I was trying to make my now ex jealous. It is what it is. I was 24, whatever. So his first text to me was, hey, this is real name, the tall guy. So if you've ever seen me put TG on something or like heard about that nickname, that's where that came from.
She started off talking about how they met, how he cheated on her, how she ended up going back.
Royce began her revelations by recounting how she and Dwight met, how he cheated on her early in their relationship, and how she ended up going back to him despite everything, eventually having a child with him. Dwight and his family have always been vocal about being Christians, but Royce claims that was all for show. According to her, Dwight and his team tried to pay her off to deny that her child was his, but she refused to back down, pressing through the chaos and lies. After their separation, Dwight begged Royce to come back, and when she did, she says it became clear why some relationships aren't meant to be revisited. She alleged that Dwight pushed her into participating in activities involving both men and women, things she wasn't comfortable with. But she went along with it in an effort to make their relationship work for the sake of their son. Royce also revealed that Dwight used his power and influence to threaten and silence people around him, which is why no one spoke up about his behavior. According to her, whenever she stepped out of line or tried to stand up for herself, Dwight would punish her by sabotaging her career and taking away business opportunities. He would taunt her, saying things like, "Go get a job if you want to leave," while reminding her of his control over her life. Royce claims his team even threatened her, saying how loved and powerful Dwight was and warning her that leaving him would ruin her life. The final straw for Royce came when she tried to leave for good. That's when, according to her, Dwight crossed a horrific line and forced himself on her. Royce's allegations are harrowing, and they paint a deeply disturbing picture of her experiences with Dwight. Her decision to speak out has sparked widespread conversation, with many questioning how such behavior could go unnoticed for so long, and what accountability might look like moving forward. Royce has made it clear. She's done staying silent, and she's ready to share everything.
If you know what I mean.
We're to the house about a week or so later, and we're hanging out with our son, watching a movie in the family room. Remember, we're trying to work things out. And I go to the bathroom. When I come out the bathroom, he's in the bedroom. He wants to have sex. I say, no, my cycle is on. He says he wants head. And I say, no, our son is right there in the other room. He proceeds to get up. He shuts the door. He comes over to me and he pushes me down to the floor like he did before. And he proceeds to ram his waist into my face. If you can imagine what that feels like, think about someone punching you in your nose at 6'11", 200 pounds, and their pants are still on. Think about that happening over and over and over again to you. You're now in tears. Your son is in the next room. You've already basically been told that you're hated by your hometown, so call the police on Superman? Clark Kent? Baby Jesus of Orlando? No, you can't do that. Okay, so that situation happened, and that is what ultimately led me to leave the relationship.
Okay.
He was having this conversation with our son, along with two of his friends, and they were talking about heterosexual relationships, homosexual relationships, threesomes, where their G-spot was. And this is a bunch of dudes, y'all, talking to a 12-year-old. So, and telling him that he's gay because he hasn't touched anything. When I tell you my child was not even allowed to listen to the radio until he was 10, I mean that. We were Disney Live, we were Kids Space Live, we had satellite radio. I made sure that I was raising him in an innocent way. So these are the conversations that are being had with him. Now let's fast forward a little bit, because I went in there and I went off on everybody. I did. I was like, he's fucking 12. What are you doing? He doesn't need to know that. Oh my God, you're raising him to be a oh, what are you like, he's supposed to be doing this by now. Why?
Royce revealed that she had long suspected something inappropriate was happening involving Dwight's older brother and the nanny during her son's visits to his father. However, she says she wasn't allowed to speak out or take action to stop her son from visiting Dwight. Her worst fears were seemingly confirmed when the nanny was later accused of assaulting another child, and Dwight's older brother ended up being sent to prison after being found guilty of abusing his own daughter.
I probably would have said a lot more, such as their older brother molesting them, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. And y'all might be like, oh my God, did she just say that? Yes, the fuck I said it, because the same thing happened to my son for 5 years and nobody did shit. Okay? So when you're dealing with a family who has had sexual assault and molestation in their family and they hid it, they went to church. Heal my son. Okay? And it was a half brother, so it wasn't the mother's son, it was the father's older son. But finding out about all this stuff, and I've heard it before, but I didn't hear it necessarily in depth when he was crying on my shoulder about things that had happened to him and his sister. I kept it. But then when it started happening more and more and more, and now you're trying to basically be quiet and you're trying to act like it didn't happen. There was an entire interview that was done about this brother and how much he loved him and everything. You go on Google, or you go on Bing, or whatever these little search engines are, you don't see them shits. You don't see them at all. All those stories have been wiped clean. So when people tell you that something is on the internet, or when something is on the internet, it's on there forever, that's a fucking lie. Money can get shit removed, okay? There is not one story about that brother anymore. But yes, that is the brother that molested his sister for years. And they still sent her to spend time with him during the summer. The only time that that brother went to jail was when he molested his own daughter. And she told. People are mandated reporters. Okay? That's why his ass finally went to jail. It wasn't because of what he had done to the brother, him, his sister, none of that, because they believe God can handle it. All right? So for 5.5 fucking years, my child was molested. And I knew it. I threatened the nanny. Well, let me not say threatened, because like I said before, I promised her if I found out that she was doing something to my child, we're gonna have a problem.
Royce revealed that Dwight and his family have consistently used religion as a shield to cover up their actions, maintaining a carefully curated image of righteousness. According to Royce, Dwight was meticulous about preserving his good guy persona and would go to great lengths to ensure that any negative narratives about him were silenced before they gained traction. She recounted a troubling incident involving their son, who got into serious trouble for inappropriate behavior with another child. Instead of holding Dwight accountable, all the blame and scrutiny were directed at Royce. She expressed her belief that her son's actions might have been influenced by the unsettling things he could have seen or overheard while in Dwight's home or care. After Royce shared her side of the story, many questioned her timing, asking why she was speaking out now, especially so close to Dwight and Amy's engagement announcement. Royce clarified that her silence wasn't voluntary. She had been under a strict non-disclosure agreement, NDA, that prevented her from even mentioning Dwight's name or her son's name publicly. She explained that if anyone had been following her on Basketball Wives, they'd know that her story had remained consistent over the years.
Things come out about you that are bad, and you're an elephant fighting an ant, it's easy to shut me up. It's easy to make the world go around and say, oh my God, she is just jealous because he's engaged now. Are y'all serious? Y'all really, there's no way that some of y'all really think that. But if you do, that means because you will eat, sleep, shit that person, which is not fine, but if that's your life, then so be it. But for me, I'm about truth, and I'm about being shut up for over 17 years. And I say over 17 years because my child is 17, but I was pregnant, right? And then we go back from that and we talk about when we were dating. Regardless of age, we dated for 3.5 years, okay? And even though I was 5 years older than him, that shit happens. I was also very young-minded myself, and I think people miss that because when they hear 24, they think about themselves when they were 24.
Royce has been
crystal clear about her intent to speak her truth, and she's been dropping hints for a while that she's ready to tell her full story. From what she shared, there's nothing left for her to lose at this point. Royce claims that Dwight has gone to extreme lengths to control her life, even scaring away any man she's tried to date and threatening them, all while being in relationships of his own. The level of manipulation she describes is, in her words, nothing short of diabolical. It serves as a cautionary tale about how tying yourself to the wrong person, whether a man or a woman, can leave lasting, life-altering consequences. For those accusing Royce of speaking out for clout, she's quick to point out that she's not alone in her allegations. Others have also hinted at Dwight's alleged secret life, making her claims even harder to dismiss. This isn't about chasing fame. It's about exposing what she says is the truth and reclaiming her narrative after years of silence and suppression.
A party with him. He looking around like, damn, like, a lot of guys kissing each other in here, man. You feel me? What y'all do is y'all business.
So you've been to a party and seen this?
Oh, I've seen it firsthand, multiple times.
Man.
I seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress, bro.
What?
I seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress with 2 other trans ladies in dresses. They all the same height at a Diddy party.
Oh.
Ask about Dwight Howard in Mexico.
What's up with Dwight Howard in Mexico?
You know, they don't got paparazzi out there like that. You feel me? They was down there hooping. He going to the club with these same trans ladies. Nobody saying nothing. That's why he not in the league right now. You heard about him catching the sexual assault on the little designer dude?
Yep.
Right. Him, imagine you got 2 7-foot-tall, swole guys in dresses.
Spend my time with. That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. And everybody don't need to know. You ain't gotta say anything about what you doing in your fucking house. It's your house. You ain't gotta explain that to nobody.
If you'll remember, there was also a time when a man accused Dwight of wanting to hook up with him, only to later mistreat him. Dwight confirmed that he did reach out to the man to hook up, but denied ever putting hands on him. He then went on to say that he's free to do whatever he wants, and that whatever happens in his bedroom is his business. That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you're doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. And everybody don't need to know. You ain't gotta say anything about what you're doing in your house. It's your house. You ain't gotta explain that to nobody. This time around, there's nowhere for Dwight to hide. He's definitely not going to address anything Royce has to say, and he doesn't have to because folks don't believe she's lying, and they're taking her side. Dwight needs help. He's not living his true being as a gay man. When a guy refuses to come out of the closet, most of them hate on women and mistreat them, one person said. Watch Royce Reed's whole life, she's a victim. Whether people believe it or not, her baby father is the monster. Period, said another. I need God to cover Royce Reed because all of the tea she's spilling on Dwight Howard is going to put a target on her back. Like, I'm scared for that woman, someone else added. Royce Reed really put herself on the line to get this out, and it's sad to think that she's been dealing with this for close to 20 years. But do y'all think she's lying or telling the truth? Let's talk in the comments.